Yeah. Really? She got to work at City Hall. Actually, they're all good at City Hall. Amen.
It's doing the thing again, Tiff.
Yep. That's why the last one I was like, I give up. I'm not videographer, and it meets the.
I mean,
it meets the needs of what you guys are requiring. So
it gets the job done.
What does IT say?
every time we do it, something new occurs.
Is it
Literally,
something
like,
different every time? Or?
Under the same circumstances, it will behave differently
Oh.
per instance.
Like this time when I created this one this afternoon, I specifically looked at how the layout would appear, and no, yeah, every time, and it's great on the other side. They at least can see that. I don't even know where it picks that up from, because like we don't even have YouTube, so it's something I believe embedded in the camera system.
Mm-hmm.
So, for sure.
What do they call that in photography and art? The rule of thirds?
Yeah.
Yep. Rule of thirds.
You switch it until it goes like one of you guys, it looks like. I wonder if I bring in the camera, like.
What if we bring Decker's camera on?
Might be the secret.
When I bring Decker, Councilman, I bring.
I just did, just for fun.
Yeah, see.
It,
He appreciates that.
Serious.
I was doing it just to test to see if it would.
The rate of wear on the equipment will answer your question.
I know I wouldn't appreciate it. We're good, Mayor. So.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's call the meeting to order. Tiff, please take the roll.
Councilman Harjo.
Present.
Councilwoman Workala.
Present.
Councilman McCarthy.
Present.
Councilman Sanders.
Present.
Mayor Sykes.
Present. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum for Wednesday, or actually a special meeting Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. And we're going to run down to conflict of interest declaration. Has any council member received any information pertaining to or otherwise any contact with any person regarding any items on city council agenda? If so, please step forth nature of contact.
Mayor.
Councilwoman Workala.
Yeah, I received about a dozen pages here of invoices from Alan Bump, a citizen who FOIA requested these documents.
Okay. Mayor. Councilman McCarthy. Same. Copy. Okay. All right, running down to agenda item number 1, discussion regarding Wilson Golf Equipment. Councilwoman Workla, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so on last Friday, again, as I stated, I received these documents from the citizen that I mentioned, and as I was reviewing them, I noticed in the fine print, it says merchandise, okay, no merchandise is returnable unless claim is made within 30 days of invoice date and permission granted for such return. So I know at our last council meeting, there was a statement made, Mayor, that you mentioned that Wilson Sporting Goods is not in the business of taking return equipment. So when I called that statement and then I read this fine print, I gave them a call on Monday, Wilson Sporting Goods corporate office on Monday, and you saw my email here, and I'll just read it so all council knows what my email said. But it says, I called Wilson Sporting Goods corporate golf office. I provided the number today and spoke with customer service representative Joe. Joe said that they'll be willing to do a claim and return the golf equipment. I even asked if they would allow the return if it's outside of the 30 days of receipt, and they said they would be willing to work with us. Joe said we need to email all invoices to, and I provided both of those emails so they can process our claim and know how many return labels they need to provide to return the equipment. So since this call was made on Monday, and I know we needed time to call a special meeting, I wanted to call a special meeting instead of waiting until next Tuesday because we have the attention of Wilson's corporate office willing to work with us even though we are outside of the 30-day window per their policy. Let's see here. So that's where we're at. So I guess I just want to ask the rest of the council if I know what the motion was made on May 12th and what we all, I think, unanimously agreed upon to return the golf equipment for the pro shop. So I want to see if that's what council still wants to do. And if so, we have the avenue to do that.
Councilman Harjo.
Councilwoman Workload, is there a way to get us copies, the whole council of
Yeah,
that to review?
this,
Yes.
thank you.
So council, my statement to you guys was, obviously, I talked to Chris, and that's where my statement came from. Now, Chris is here, willing to answer any questions, same with Jake. You're moving forward, so.
Mayor,
Councilwoman Workla.
Chris, so I guess you spoke to them as well, and so I guess you got a different story.
When I was dealing with the same Mike that was on that email that I received.
Mhm.
At the time, he said he would check with his people and let me know, but his direct statements were not in a position to return equipment. But he said he will check and get back to me. He never got back to me.
Yeah.
He would check and he never got back to me.
So it looks like per their fine print policy on there on the invoice, it says that it's a matter of making a claim, and then they make a decision upon the claim. And so, yeah.
So part of that, what that 49 was 12 set of rental clubs,
Mhm.
because we have no rental clubs there. This is a slow play issue and a problem with not having rental clubs for people to play golf with, because they come to the golf course thinking they can rent golf clubs. I know they were provided previously, and that was part of. There's 12 sets of rental clubs there, 4 sets of men, 3 right-handed, 1 left-handed, 2 sets of ladies, 1 right-handed, 1 left-handed, and we get those at a huge discounted price because they have a revenue rental club package, and 6 sets of those are for juniors. So there's by age group and by size. So they don't say they're unisex, basically. They're not boys, girls. So there's by age 7 and under, 9 and under, and 12 and under, 2 sets of each. So we'd have something for our Parks and Rec program, which is coming up, starting on June. It's on Thursday nights. There's 10 kids signed up. There might be more because that's what I got when I first went in Parks and Rec. We have no clubs for a junior program.
Mayor.
Councilwoman Workla.
So with the statement you just made, it sounds like you feel like there's a need for this golf equipment, even though the direction of council was to send it back. Do you feel like somewhere there's an intentional delay?
No.
Why did you not follow back up with?
I was told to get rental clubs. I did exactly what I was told. Don't spend more than $5,000. So I got rental clubs. We need some balls, gloves. We have no tees. There was no delay. I never got a response back from Olson.
Yeah, because as of Monday, they were like, send me. They directed me to send these invoices over, and they said we can get this taken care of ASAP. So I felt like I could have actually get the ball rolling on Monday, but again, it's
well,
not.
we can still get the ball rolling.
Well,
if
again,
that's what the intent is.
Yeah.
I was out of town Sunday, Monday. I got back Tuesday.
So really quick, council, it's one of those things where they approached me and said, hey, we need these. I said, okay. I did the purchasing policy. I did everything above board. I made sure it was within legal constraints or confines. And then per our own city code, I followed the letter of that law. And so that's where it was directed. I was more worried about the kids' golf league, or not golf league, but the golf camps and stuff like that. And so just FYI, I guess I don't understand in my own purview why we would send back clubs that a golf course inherently needs. So,
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Sanders.
I can't believe you spent the money. especially after the council made it clear they did not want to be involved at that point in time in golf merchandising. You didn't come back and that merchandising piece, which includes the rental clubs, because that was part of the prior contract, as I've said before to you, was under that contract. That was our policy as a council, to have those services provided through that mechanism. That the council hasn't acted as bad on the council, but it doesn't give you the opportunity. Well, it gave you the opportunity, but it doesn't give you the permission to go contrary to the will of the council when it comes to budgetary actions. You didn't have the authority to spend the money. You had the, let me take this back. Let me put it in the phrase that I think comes closest to identifying this. What you've put us into is a situation where we're being asked to ratify what you've done. And frankly, the council right now, as I see it, as I take the temperature of it, is in no mood to do so.
Copy that. Okay, so the discussion, council, you want to send those back, try to get them back? I guess that's where you're at. I mean, obviously this is just discussion, so we can throw it on Tuesday's meeting and or
Mr. Mayor, we made our intention clear last meeting.
copy that. Okay. All right,
Mayor.
executive session?
Sorry.
Councilman Harjo?
So question for staff, the intent for these clubs that were on order, not for retail, but for rental.
Correct. All the clubs on that are rental clubs. There's 12 sets you'll see. Exactly. I don't know which invoice it is exactly, but the gloves and balls were intended for retail because we have nothing there. We could use them for where you see fit. To give you an example of not having rental clubs, you're losing revenue, not just from the rental clubs. People come in our Memorial Day weekend is a perfect example. Tee sheet, we did 150 rounds of golf. People coming in wanting to rent clubs to play. We don't have rental clubs, so we've got some clubs we're going to give you for free. We've got a basket of balls here. We're going to give you free balls, and I provided some tees so they could have tees. And they play out of one bag, 2 bags. Have to be constantly out there monitoring them to keep them. I give them an extra putter so they can at least all putt together. Any normal golf course doesn't allow people to play out of one bag.
Mayor,
Councilman.
I also want to know why, so on these invoices, they show that they were paid on May 12th, but that's the day of our council meeting. So, and it says in the statement, they didn't have to be, these invoices didn't have to be paid until July. So why are we paying on these invoices before we even have a council meeting to approve the bill run?
I don't know. So say that again. It was on May what?
May 12th was our council meeting, and it shows on all these that they were paid the day of our council meeting. So it wasn't like there was a rush to pay them because it states here that they didn't have to be paid until July. So that's, I want to know, why are we paying bills before we approve to pay bills?
Mayor,
Go ahead, Tiff.
Councilwoman Workla, all the bills are stamped by the date of the council meeting, because that's the date of approval. More often than not, we've already walked out with the product. For instance, I went to the pool and bought concession Fat Boys to sell at the pool today. We're walking out the product. We're bringing you the receipt 2 weeks later for approval to pay. So that's how that works. Some of the invoices are lease payments. They may not be due for 60 days. However, our meetings don't fall always perfect to make payments on time. So when we get them, typically we push them through, not push, that's the wrong word. We stamp them and move them through the bill process so that we're paid currently and we're not accruing late fees. So does that answer the question on expenditure works?
So, Mayor.
Councilman.
Council, I'm so sorry. In my email to the mayor, I did not put action item. I didn't even think about that. I thought it was gonna be an action item. I wished it to be an action item, but I know you guys aren't mind readers, and so that's my fault that I didn't relay that in my email. So I guess there's my intent of having the special meeting today was so we can figure out what we're doing today, because I didn't want to wait, until next week, since we have the ear of Wilson's corporate office. But I guess, Jeff, is that failure on my part that I didn't put it as an action item and we can't take action?
Nope. Mr. Mayor.
Good, Jeff.
Councilman Sanders and I were discussing this a little bit ago. I'm not sure that the technicality of, or even if it's the technicality of, you can't, you have to have an emergency in order to take action on an item added to the agenda. But I would say that the vendor who could end up having a claim against the city, currently has a claim against the city for us to pay him for the golf clubs that we purchase. So the vendor has a claim against the city. The vendor is entitled to notice of this meeting and is entitled to be present to watch it if he wants to. So he looks at the agenda and all he knows is it's discussion only. He does not know that final action is going to be taken. It would be my legal advice to you to not amend the agenda and add an action item at this, because it could harm my client, which is the municipal corporation of the city, which is being presented with a claim for payment for golf clubs that it possesses. You have a council member who is engaged in negotiations with the vendor outside the discussion that the person with the authority under the purchasing policy to pay under the threshold, although purportedly contrary to some edict that the council issued, I'm not clear exactly what that edict was or what the scope was. In any event, I wouldn't recommend taking action on this because it's not noticed. I'm concerned about a potential claim, so I would leave it at that.
Go ahead, Councilman McCarthy.
Jeff, I'm glad you brought that up. Well, I'm least to say peeved about this situation, as we were told that Wilson wasn't in the business of taking clubs back, and now we're finding out that this is different. I don't know where the breakdown in communication is, but thank you, Councilwoman Workla, for following up and looking at this. I will say that the Attorney General is very specific in the open meeting laws what constitute an emergency. In their open meeting law, emergency is a situation which involves injury or damage to person or property or immediate financial loss, or the likelihood of such injury, damage, or loss when the notice requirements of this section would make such notice impractical or increase the likelihood of severity of such injury, damage, or loss, and the reason for the emergency is stated on the outside of the meeting. So I don't want the term usually being used for an emergency. That came up another meeting when we were discussing about hiring for a golf pro, which I was very adamant against because, again, Idaho Attorney General is very clear on this, but I would like to see some action on this. This needs to get dealt with. Wilson's willing to take it back. I want to see this done ASAP. So if we need to post this again to come back with an action item, I mean, I'd hate to see it, but yeah.
So Chris, can you do me a favor? Can you call him tomorrow?
Can I see one of those invoices? Because on the bottom, it gives you your payment terms. Isn't it a net 90?
It is. It is.
Yeah. So as long as we start the action of returning, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I've had this happen in other situations where they overship you a product and you return it. So I don't think it's a problem to return it. I'm just more concerned about how we're going to move forward.
I gotcha. Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Sanders.
thank you.
Yep.
I'm growing very concerned about how the information is and is not getting out in the open. I saw in the email the call for this meeting. I went to the Wilson website. Terms of return were very clear. And then I thought back to the email you had sent me from Friday before. Whether it was intentional or not, there was certainly the apparent miscommunication. Whether it was intentional or not, there was actions taken that were contrary to what the council had decided on the previous meeting. I don't know under whose direction or to what extent, but the fact that this miscommunication is starting to occur with a good bit of regularity when it comes to this particular subject area really is degrading my degree of feeling of credibility toward the people involved. And I'll just put it out there as it is.
Do that for me, Chris. Appreciate it.
I just don't know why I got stuck on the middle of this.
Executive session, Councilman Harjo.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to Idaho Code 74206F.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. Any further discussion? Then I'll call for question. Councilman Sanders.
Aye.
Excuse me. Hey, sorry. That was out of habit.
Sorry.
74261A.
Second.
Councilman Sanders.
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy.
Aye.
Councilwoman Workla.
Aye.
Councilman Harjo.
Aye.
All right. Run into executive session.